Evagoras Papasavvas is back in school at Loveland High School. Hello everybody, I'm Chuck Gibson with another Evagoras Papasavvas Race Report on Loveland Beacon Talks, Sports Special. Just 4 days into the school year, he's also headed back to the cockpit of his number 6 J. Howard Driver Development USF 2000 Indy car for the final 3 races of the 2024 racing season at Portland International Speedway. Joining us now by telephone is the talented 16-year-old race driver to share his story. Let's get right to Evagoras. So welcome back once again, Evagoras Papasavvas, in the number 6 car for the J. Howard Driver Development Team in the USF 2000 series. As you get ready, Evagoras, to head to Portland, again, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking time to talk to us and bring us up to date. What's happening right now for you as you get ready to head to Portland for those final 3 races?
Well, the big thing is, not just for me, but for the whole of Loveland, is school started. So, just getting back into the groove of things, getting back into school, getting used to all of that. This year it's actually slightly different than it was last year. Last year our race was later in August. It was like the last few days, and like a week later than it is this year. So it's a little bit more stressful and busy with school just starting like a few days ago, and now getting ready to go to my race in Portland.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. I always try to remind the listeners when they're listening in, this is Evagoras Papasavvas, Indy race car driver, 16 years old, and Loveland High School student. And as we record this on Tuesday, August the 20th, you've been in school for what, like 4 days? So you're, like you said, kind of stressful, very whirlwind quick, getting back into the classroom and at the same time preparing to finish out the racing season. So, holy smokes.
It's been very stressful, but we're almost through it. Just get through this week, focus on Portland, put in some good results, and we'll be good.
Yeah, well, I will say this, it was pretty cool, for the listeners. I think a couple times we've said something on the show, tracking Evagoras and what's going on in the racing season. We said, hey, we're going to get together, you and I, and go out for a bicycle ride, because that's my thing. So what was kind of cool is we got to do that. So first off, Evagoras, have you recovered from that?
I did recover from that. It was pretty tough during it, but definitely next time that it happens, it'll be better with my seat adjusted. Wasn't correctly adjusted last time. So
as I said, Evagoras, shame on me. We should have caught that at the beginning because it certainly made it a little bit tougher ride than it needed to be. But listen, and I don't know if you thought about this, but for the listeners, folks, we went for a 30-mile bicycle ride. And, it was a beautiful day, so no complaints there. We didn't have to deal with overheating or high humidity or anything. Beautiful day for the ride, but 30 miles, and you did great. You did great. I know it was a little tougher than it needed to be, but a great 30-mile ride. My point, though, is this: that was just about 10 days ago or so, maybe 12 days ago. Regardless, the point is that we talked about, hey, school starts up next week at that time, and I loved it. You said, I'm looking forward to it. So that's pretty cool. You were sitting there looking forward to getting back into the classroom. So now that you've been there for a couple of days, is it everything you hoped? You mentioned you thought you had good teachers and it was going to be a good year. So how's it looking in those first few days for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely have good teachers. 2 of my teachers this year are actually new. They're new to Loveland this year. That's just 2 of my teachers this year are new. Everything's been smooth rolling with all my work. So everything's on track like it was previous years with all my teachers. And everything, being understanding with the racing, they all understand, which is obviously the most important part. with the school and racing relationship. Is for everyone to understand. So yeah, no, definitely, it's a lot better, for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. And yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Well, that, and you brought up the the relationship, school and racing. How does that? Well, I mean, obviously the school administrators, from the Loveland School superintendent down through the principal and all the way to your teachers, kind of know this is a thing with Evagoras. But how does that work with? I don't know how does that relationship work with, getting the opportunity to maybe do some things remotely because you're going to be gone. Well, and as I understand it right now, so again, we're recording this on Tuesday, the 20th, and you've got racing in Portland. You're leaving tomorrow. You're not going to be in classes on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday this week, right?
Yeah, I will not be in class the rest of the week.
So how does that relationship work, and how do you guys work things out with the teachers to say, okay, Evagoras, you still have to do the work, you still have to be the student, and I do know that's at the top of the list with at home with mom, dad, and you. School comes first. The racing is sort of second when it comes to those two things. So. What are they? I mean, you get assignments ahead of time or electronically, or what? How does that work out?
Yeah, I think, a lot of school is still electronically, especially after COVID. It kind of stayed that way a little bit. Obviously, it's, shifting back to more paper stuff, but I think still it's pretty much online, so that helps out a lot. That all of my work, if I were in the classroom, I was going to do it on the computer anyway, so it'll make it easier from that standpoint. But like papers, regarding that, today I just got all of my papers that I'll be missing, the rest of the week by my teachers, and I'll take those to the track, to the hotel, Airbnb, whatever it is, and I will be doing it after the test days, practice days, race days, whatever. Just at the end of the day, every day throughout the week.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate your sharing that part of the story. I mean, again, for the listeners, it's that reminder that you and the other drivers in the USF 2000 series, are in that neighborhood of you're still in school and you're doing double duty, taking care of getting back into the classroom, and at the same time right now, and we're gonna make it through turn one right now, Evagoras, and get back to the racing part of the story. So again, you're gonna, I guess this time for Portland, you're gonna board an airplane. Is that with Dad or with Mom, or how, you and Dad are boarding an airplane tomorrow and headed to Portland, or how's that working?
Yeah, so this time for Portland, it's just going to be my dad and my mom coming along with me, as my sister, school started. She doesn't want to miss school, because it adds a lot of stress. Yeah. For sure. It's something that I have to deal with, and I'll continue to deal with. But yeah, just any way to relieve any sort of stress. So my sister won't be going, but my mom and my dad for sure.
Great. So you guys are going to get on a plane, head for Portland tomorrow, and then that'll give you a chance to get settled in on Wednesday, on Wednesday the 21st. But everything starts happening on Thursday, August the 22nd. It's called the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Portland, as you're setting up for races. What's that going to be? Races number, I lost track. Is it 16, 17, and 18 for the season? Yeah.
16, 17, 18.
Yeah, so the final three races, 16, 17, and 18, and the race weekend at Portland is that Thursday. You guys will have test sessions. Friday you'll have practice, qualifying, and then get right into racing. And then Saturday you'll wrap up with races 2 and 3 of the weekend, if I got it right. So I think I said all that. I hope I got it right on the schedule. But let's get to, you said you're prepared, and I know you are still in the thick of it for the driver championship. And these 3 races are going to decide it, whether it's you or one of the other 3 drivers that are fighting for that driver championship. So what's going on? How are you feeling about going into Portland?
Yeah, so it's gonna be like I said before. My main focus is just doing what I know, listening to the team, listening to my parents, listening to everyone who's been helping me out the entire season. And from there on, I'm just gonna put it in God's hands. Whatever happens, happens. As you know, it's meant to be. So yeah, I'm just gonna do what I know. Have full confidence in myself and the team, and yeah, we'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah. Well, now, of course, again, you finished the season at Portland, 1 year ago as well, even though it was not quite a year because it was later in August when you guys wrapped it up at Portland last year. Anything different or new that you guys have been preparing for at Portland? Or is, I'm looking at the information. It says, just short of 2 mile, 1.964 mile, 12-turn road course. Pretty much the same course as you raced on there last season?
Yeah, same course. From what I know, there's not many changes to it. So yeah, it's going to be the same thing as last year. Just obviously different tires. This year we're going to go to the Continental, so we're going to see how that fits. But it doesn't usually take us that long to get adjusted to the tires. It's pretty much the first few laps of the first session.
Sure.
But yeah, so we're going to. We're just going to hit it hard. We're going to do everything that we can like normal. And, the preparation has been the same pretty much just like any other race. It's been the same in terms of going to the gym and preparing on the simulator, reading notes and whatnot. So, yeah, just going to treat it as a normal race. And then, yeah, like I said, going to put it into the hands of God and see what happens.
Well, I know, a lot of it is, it's all about what's coming, not what's happened. But at the same time, you want to hang on to, you wrapped up the last racing weekend at Toronto with a flag-to-flag win number 2 for you on the season. So you got to kind of be, you going into Portland off of a great, flag-to-flag victory at Toronto. And so what does that mean to you to still have that, hey, the last time out there, I was the guy. They chased me all day long and never caught me. What's that mean to you going into, just getting back on the track at Portland? It's been, 3 weeks, almost a month later.
Yeah, I'm not really thinking much about it, to be honest with you. It's in the past. Like I said, focus on the future, focus on the present, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to continue to do my job, and I'm going to continue to stay, as hungry as I were before I got the win. Nothing really changes that.
Right. Well, hey, and I know you got to go, and I really appreciate you taking the time to jump in with us today and record this session so we can keep tracking Evagoras Papasavvas Racing as you head to the final weekend. But real quick, I'm going to put you on the spot again, Evagoras. Do you have it fresh in your head as you've been preparing the 12-turn road course? Can you take the listeners through the course? You feel confident to take us a drive around that 12-turn course at Portland?
Yeah, so we're going to start going across the line to turn 1. We want to be all the way close to the wall as much as we can on the left side, braking as deep as possible, all over the first curve, and then just focusing on a good exit out of the second corner. As we go into turn 2 to try and, because we have a decent run all the way down to turn 3, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's a right, and then a left. It's just all about, it's just all about keeping the minimum speed up, carrying as much speed as you can throughout the corners, those fast, high-speed corners. And then we go into turn 8, I believe, which is a very tight corner that sets you up for a long back straight. Once again, hugging the wall the entire back straight on the inside. So hugging hugging that wall all the way around. And then a big commitment zone in the final few corners. We want to, same thing as the other corners, just carrying as much speed as possible, trying to roll as much speed throughout the corners and to get a good exit out of the last corner. It's a left, right, and then another right, very quick in sequence. So it's all about just carrying good speed and getting a good exit out of the last corner to finish your lap off strong.
So, I just love that when you take us around the track. It just, like I said, it almost makes us feel like we're sitting in the car with you. Well, listen, Evagoras, thank you again so much for taking the time to share that. Listen, safe travels and great racing to you this weekend at that Continental Tire Grand Prix on the Portland International Raceway. And again, for the listeners, that is going to be, they've got the test sessions Thursday the 22nd, but racing, qualifying and racing happens on Friday. You're going to want to try to tune in on the USF 2000 streaming at 4:30 our time. And then Saturday will be race number 2 at like 10:20 in the morning, and then 6:05 p.m. for the final race of the season. So Evagoras, again, thank you so much and best of luck to you. Safe travels, great racing.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck.
Evagoras, thanks for joining us here on Loveland Beacon Talks Sports Special for another Evagoras Papasavvas Racing update. We look forward to talking with you as you close out the 2024 USF 2000 race season in Portland, Oregon this weekend, August 22nd through the 25th, battling for a driver championship. Until then, we wish you safe travels and great racing. For now, this is Chuck Gibson saying thanks for listening here on Loveland Beacon Talks Sports Special, tracking Evagoras Papasavvas Racing. Loveland Beacon Talks Sports Special and Evagoras Papasavvas Racing reports are a presentation of Loveland Beacon Digital Media and Gibson Communications, LLC.